guys, welcome back to my channel. Just filming another super mini grocery haul with you guys today, and then I'll add on some cooking clips after this quick haul. So we just did a quick shop at a Woolies Metro, so some things were a little bit more expensive in comparison to going to the large Woolworths supermarket chain. So we grabbed the Dove conditioner because it was pretty much half price. I believe it was $4.50 for this bottle, and it's a new, I guess, scent that I haven't tried before, so I picked that up. And then Colgate, the large tube, was better than half price, so this was $5, so we picked that up as well. Surprisingly, capsicum was a great deal this week. It was only $3.50 a kilo, so we grabbed that. Avocado was also relatively decent. It was $1.50. Tomatoes were $5.90, which is, again, relatively decent. Sometimes I do see tomatoes go up to about $12 to $13 a kilo. Often they sit around that $11 mark for me anyway. So this week when I saw they were $6, I thought that was pretty good. Lemon was $8.30 a kilo, I believe. And these Solomado tomatoes were $2.25 for a punnet. Brioche buns were $3.30, and this butter chicken was half price. So normally this is about $5.50, and this week we picked it up for $2.75. We will probably use this for next week's meal prep, but seeing as this was cheap, we grabbed another bottle to put in the pantry. Grabbed some cold drill, cold and flu, full price. I think it was $14.40, I believe. I think this is really handy to have in your pantry because we are heading into the colder seasons, and I'm concerned that we might have another shortage similar to last winter. So I grabbed one of those. Mushrooms were $13 a kilo. We're going to be adding that to our honey mustard chicken, which I'll show you guys in the next clip. Disinfectant wipe, the Strike Woolies brand one for $4. It was either $4.20 or $4.40, and surprisingly, it looks like it works pretty well. I normally buy the Glen 20, but I figured I would pick this one up to try. And just a backup tissue box over here. In terms of the teriyaki glaze sauce, which we purchased for meal prep, Woolies only had this one on hand for $4.60. I normally purchase this one both at Coles and Woolies for about $2.75 when on sale, and I think full price is about $3, $3.20, but because they didn't have this one and I'm running low on this, that's why I had to pick up another bottle. Perhaps it might be because I was at a Woolworths Metro, so maybe that's why they had this premium bottle only. So we'll give this one a go and see what the flavor is like. I'll see you guys in the next clip where I show you guys some of the meal prepping. Okay guys, let's start with the meal prepping. So I'm cooking down some chicken thighs, no oil. I've just seasoned it with salt because there will be a teriyaki glaze later. I don't use fat because the fat will naturally come out from the chicken thighs. I've got some onions, capsicums, and mushrooms, which I've sliced up in chunky style. And then I'm going to be trying this simmer sauce, honey mustard from Coles. So I've just sauteed the veggies with the chicken fat after I've cooked down all of the chicken thighs. I think I prepped about 5 thighs from memory, but I'll show you guys a little bit later on. I ended up using probably 2 big thighs for this honey mustard chicken, lots of sauce, and we served this on top of rice. Now, I'm not sure if I would buy this sauce again. I mean, it was okay. My partner didn't really like the sauce though, and it was a little bit plain, so I did jazz it up with some of this smoked paprika. The next day I did some more meal prep, so I cut up some of the Solomado grape tomatoes, some avocado, and some onion. And then I also prepped some onion and tomato for the burgers, which I'll be doing later. Meal prepping some more chicken thighs. I never use oil when I cook chicken thighs because it's quite fatty and it releases some of its own fat. I then seasoned the salsa with a bit of salt and lemon juice, meal prepping some more thighs, as you guys can see here. And then now I'm making the burgers. So it's really simple beef mince with some of the onion soup mix that you guys told me about. Cooked that down, caramelized onions, fresh tomato and sauce. And then here I've got some spinach and mushrooms in my Costco haul, and I'm just cooking steak That was also from Costco. So good. I cooked the steak in a bit of butter and olive oil, and then I sauteed the mushrooms and spinach with it as well. Also, note for those who have a low iron deficiency, apparently, if you have a little bit of citrus, like an orange juice, alongside with having something with iron, it helps your body absorb it more. Some more meal prepping. So, mushrooms from Costco and some frozen garlic I've chopped up. The mushrooms I'll slice up, but in the meantime, I'm going to get my pumpkin sorted. I had some leftover pumpkin in the fridge, so I cut them up to smaller chunks, seasoned it with a bit of olive oil, salt, and thyme leaves, and then I tossed that in the air fryer. I started off with a foil wrap on top so it doesn't burn, and then later on I removed it. Seasoning wise, I used Moroccan seasoning and chili powder for my chicken. So, what I tend to do is put a bit of salt on the chicken thighs, cook it down, let the fats come out from the chicken thigh, and then season the chicken. And then I saute all my other veggies like capsicum, spinach, and mushrooms in the chicken juices as well. So that's a really nice, quick, and easy meal prep you can take to work or leave it in the fridge at home so dinner's ready when you come home from work. This next thing is a recipe that I was just trialing. So this is melted kofa or coconut oil with some Biscoff. For those who don't know what Biscoff is, this is what the jar looks like. A little bit pricey, $7.50 for a jar, but they do go on sale for $5. So I'm basically going to be making a chocolate crackle, but with Biscoff. Here I've got some coconut shreds and some icing sugar, which I mix in with like the rice bubbles, the cheap Coles brand one, and then I mix in my Biscoff mixture and let that set in the fridge. It doesn't look too flush hot, but I promise you it's so tasty. My partner loved these and requested more. So it's not a meal prep video if I don't show you some type of clip of ramen and spam. So here I've got some shin ramen, some carrots, some spinach, some leftover spam I had in the fridge that I had to use up, and a poached egg on top of some noodles. So when I do have ramen, I do like to bulk it up with lots of veggies just to make it a little bit more healthier, but it's such a good meal when it's cold. And often I only use half a packet of the shin ramen noodles because the packets are quite large, and I tend to bulk up a lot of the meal with like veggies and some type of protein. I've added in prawns and chicken before as well. And I'm not sure if I've shown you guys this meal yet, but it's pretty much using things from my freezer. So I've got some pasta, some of the pasta sauce that I grabbed from my pantry, and some basa fillets I got from my freezer. So I've just got some butter and garlic cooking down, and then I'm going to add the fish in as well. So I let the fish cook for a couple of minutes, and then I add in my pasta sauce. So any passata or pasta sauce is fine. I've used this mum sauce. It does come with a bit of extra veggies inside as well, which is always great. And I could easily add in extra veggies, but on this particular day I was feeling quite lazy and I just wanted to use up things that were like left over in the fridge. So as you guys can see here, I'm adding in the sauce, and then in a separate pot I've got my pasta boiling down as well. Once this is all cooked, I broke the fish up in little chunks and then I poured it over my pasta. It's also really nice with some cheese as well.